this kind of planning. So sa planning namin, we identify those things na kailangan i-focus namin. So kagaya nun, we conduct compliance audit po. Tinitingnan namin yung mga nangyayari po sa mga kagaya nun, mga projects na ginagawa na infra, and we provide measures. We do recommendations and value-adding recommendations to the agencies so that they can properly implement the program or the project.
So at this point in time, meron na ba kayong rekomendasyon sa DOH?
Marami.
Paano ma-audit yung mga non-performing health centers
This
na yan?
has been an issue from previous years. Paulit-ulit naman po siyang nangyayari. At palagi po namin kinocalling attention ang Department of Health about this. So we always recommend them. Marami po kaming recommendations po. Sila po yung hindi naman po alam minsan hindi nagagawa po yung mga recommendations, but basically in my case I can speak on behalf of the National Government Auditors. Nagkakaroon po kami ng exit conference, doon po napag-uusapan kung ano yung mas magandang dapat gawin ng department po, and sila po yung sa implementation. And then pag hindi po nangyayari yun or natutupad yung mga dapat na ginagawa ng Department of Health, for instance po, ay nag-i-UM pa rin po kami po ulit, at if possibly po nag-i-issue na po kami ng suspension and disallowance.
Yun, you mentioned exit conferences kanina.
Yes.
Ba't hindi nagagawa ng department yung recommendations ng COA?
Meron nga, nagagawa namin. So, yung isa findings is poor planning, no? So, sa poor planning, in 2023, nakagawa na kami ng Philippine Health Facilities Development Plan. So, the idea of this, kasi some of these mga projects are insertions, ano? So, when they come to us, we see the land is not ready, hindi siya talaga na plano. So, ngayon, ang ginagawa namin, hindi siya pwedeng ma-insert sa budget namin kung wala siya dun sa Philippine Health Facility Development Plan. So, pinagawa namin lahat ng region ng plano on ano yung mga kailangan itayong facility sa inyong lugar. Hospital, health center, super health center. Para kailangan nandun sila sa approved health facility plan. We had one approved in 2023, and ang ginawa namin, sinabit namin to kay Executive Secretary at pinirmahan ng Presidente as an executive order of the Philippines. So this is one way of trying to make sure may planning. Kasi ano kami during budget Biglang aabutan ako ng listahan ng isang legislator, and then lagay mo to, build mo sa aking mga district. And then makikita na lang namin yan sa GAA. And then, hindi naman nabisita ng region, tsaka pa lang bibisitahin. Pag nasa gaso, madidelay na yung project. At makikita, yung titulo, medyo defaulty. Yun, another amount of money na sasayang. So, we try to put some controls by making sure nasa Philippine Health Facility Development Plan.
Well, even now, Secretary, Madam Chair, nag-initiative ang Senate under the Finance Committee, under our chair. Paano talaga gawing mas open, transparent, and accountable yung budget process para proper lahat ng mga proposed amendments, including dapat based on or related to sa mga development plans ng iba't ibang mga departments, at mabawasan hanggang ma-eliminate any improper insertions. Pero proper lang ang ano. Maybe, Madam Chair, in my next round, I'll follow up. Parang may disconnect sa sinasabi ng DOH at saka COA kung talagang nai-implement yung recommendations nila in terms of auditing, lalo na dito sa mga health centers. So I'll just follow that up in my next round. Salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Before I give the floor to the next senator, I'd just like to add to this discussion. In the findings on this whole corruption issue involving contractors, including the top 15 contractors, number 1 is this Legacy Construction Corporation, and number 11 is Royal Crown Monarch Construction Supplies Corporation. So, itong si Legacy in 2021 had a 107.5 million project and 15% completion pa lang as of now. This is for Southern Philippine Medical Center. So can you check on that, Secretary? Maybe you can give us an update later on. So 2021, 107.5 million. So apat na taon na, 15% pa lang, Southern Philippine Medical Center. This is a very good hospital. So I'm sad for them kasi they're very productive. They have foreign funding. They help a lot of patients, specifically kids. So I'm really sad to hear this. And then regarding Royal Crown Monarch, and ito yung bulungan namin ni Chairman kanina, 3 projects. Project abandoned for contract termination. Napakaliit lang naman, 3.6 million, 3 barangay health station. So kung ganun kaka-big time, I don't know kung pag-aabalahan nila yung 1.2 million, haka-haka ko lang, baka naman napasa na yan or subcontracted. Kasi 1.2 million, i-abandon pa? I mean, but again, ako as a lawyer, I am trained not to assume things. For all you know, may valid reason yan. Baka naman yung lugar na kung saan inumpisahan yan, delikado pala. There are valid reasons to terminate a contract. So, I will not prejudge. I will let you get back to us if possible to inform us within the hearing time, no? Okay. So, I'll move on. Next on our list is Senator JV. Senator JV, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Morning, Secretary and DOH family. I just like to continue though. Total tinatanong na rin natin, we're auditing mga infrastructures because of the floodgate scandal. But I'm happy that Secretary Herbosa that you looked into your own backyard, no, kung meron nga na nabanggit nyo. Naalala ko lang, idagdag na rin po natin to, Madam Chair, dun sa mga nais natin malaman kung updates. 2018, I remember that we investigated yung pong 8.1 billion school-based barangay health stations project and budgeted and started during the Aquino administration. Sa pagkakaalala ko, nagkasolve po ang DOH at ang contractor na project na J. Bros Construction Corporation. Can you give us an update? No? Magkano na ba na ibayad ng gobyerno sa J. Bros? Magkano dapat pangbayaran? Ilan bang naitayo? For your information, Madam Chair, ito po yung initial, phase 1. Total niyan, supposedly number of units, 3,200 units ang targeted. Ongoing, 1,370 at that time. Ang completed lang is only 270. No? And ang accepted out of the completed is only 15. So, medyo malaki-laki. Ang nakakalungkot lang dito, I don't know if you can confirm it or if it's true. The Court of Appeals dismissed the agency's petition seeking to set aside SIAC's ruling that it is compelling the DOH to compensate a private contractor. In the January 2022 decision, SIAC awarded J. Bros 516.87 million as actual damages. So, paki-confirm lang Mr. Secretary Herbosa, if this is true, tayo pa nagbayad ng damages because of this project that was cancelled, no, yung school-based barangay health stations. Can you update?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll ask my ASEC in legal to tell us more about this case. Go ahead. ASEC Untalan.
Good afternoon po, Madam Chair and your honors. With regard to the case of J. Bros, it's still pending with the Supreme Court. We have filed a motion for reconsideration and the Office of the Solicitor General is representing the Department of Health as of this moment. And we will provide sufficient updates po to the committee po with regarding this case, considering that probably we cannot discuss without the guidance of the Office of the Solicitor General.
But is like this was cancelled already, no? Ito pong project, yung 8.1 million.
Yes, it has been we have the money still, they are trying to file a money claim, but then we're not paying as of this moment because we are pushing that we are there's still a pending case, and until and unless the cases have reached its finality, we are not paying J. Bros as of this moment.
Yes, please submit to this committee an update, no? Magkano na ba yung na-release natin? How much was saved, no, as a result of the cancellation of the program? I'd like to ask siguro, no, siguro sa PhilHealth, the return of 60 billion to PhilHealth, no, is a welcome development for, of course, to a program that's very close to our hearts, universal healthcare, close to the chair, Sen. Pia and Sen. Teresa Ontiveros, no, who are all authors of this measure. So may we know how PhilHealth how do you plan to utilize this fund? So paano nyo ba hindi naman nyo ilalagay siguro sa reserve fund ito ulit? Baka makuha na naman. So how do you plan to utilize this fund?
Good afternoon po, mga our senators in the committee. So as shown earlier po, we are planning to already shift to a DRG payment system. Yun po yung mas strategic na paraan na i-cover na yung comorbidities. And then we're developing based on our next roadmap. Parang we did a study based on the most prevalent and most morbid at saka yung mataas po yung financial risk, around 10 to 15 diseases. Mostly rin po those are cancer, heart disease, neonatal, and maternal diseases. We are looking also at really negotiating with the private hospitals because by law they are required to allot 10% of their total bed capacity as no balance bill. Although we're not strictly imposing nga po dahil our support value is not really that high yet. But we are looking at instead of across the board support, increasing our support value, some negotiations on parang outcome based and also based on the Z benefit that we will be coming up with all these private hospitals para po ma-implement talaga natin yung no balance bill.
Thank you. Siguro tanungin na lang natin, very important kasi, no, kanina po base sa presentation, nasa 42.7% ang claim na support ng value ng PhilHealth, ang out-of-pocket expense amounts to 642.7, no, the presentation. And the claim naman na support value ng PhilHealth ay nasa 64% of sa mga DOH hospitals. Pero sa yung support value ng PhilHealth, mukhang in reality, parang 10% lang ang nararamdaman ng mga tao sa medical bills. Well, I'm hoping that this will improve under your administration. No? We talked about this, Dr. Mercado, pero that's the reality, no? Na parang 10% lang ang nararamdaman ng tao sa medical bills. So, base po ito sa mga naging request for medical assistance sa mga pasyente. My question now to PhilHealth, in considering your effort to improve your benefit packages, may we know what is your target support value, yung po participation ng PhilHealth sa DOH? Ano ba ang target acceptable natin na level out-of-pocket expense?
Sir, Madam Chair, linawin ko lang po, yung out-of-pocket po ay kabuuan ng total healthcare expenditure. So kasama po dyan yung mga outpatient gastusin ng ating mga pasyente. So iba po yung support value for inpatient, iba yung total the portion of out-of-pocket for the total healthcare spend. Ang pinakamalaking portion po ng out-of-pocket spending is outpatient medicine. Kaya yun po yung i-address ng ating yakap with our e-wallet of 20,000 per qualified member. So hopefully po maibaba yung ating out-of-pocket expense with that. Yung support value po, yun nga po, we're looking at shifting to the DRG. Because the DRG will definitely bring up the support value for hospitals.
Dr. Mercado, question lang, bakit pinalitan pa natin yung consulta package? Yung, why was there a need to rename it to Yakap? Kasi ang house merong Yakap na program hindi kaya nakaka-confuse, Yakap o nakakalito. Baka isipin political, no? Kasi parang yung konsulta mas madaling maalala, maintindihan na ito'y yung ating primary care, yung first consultation na libre.
Thank you po, Madam Chair. Gumawa po kami ng marketing study kung ano po yung perception ng mga tao. Kasi po in the past 4 years, hindi ho masyadong naging successful ang konsulta. Parang in the past 4 years, almost only 7 million yung naging recipient. So parang this is a reboot na inano namin na repackage and we're actually coming up with a more intensive campaign. Medyo inaayos lang po namin yung back-end namin dahil nga po as we roll it out, marami kaming nakikita potentially na ma-abuse. So dinalagyan na po namin kaagad ng stop-gap na measures para hindi na po lumala habang nag-uumpisa po kami. So yun po yung major reason po is repackaging po talaga.
Siguro simplihan na lang po natin. I'm glad that you assume office and we talked about this nung nag-call po kayo. Ang gusto kasi na marinig ng taong bayan, ng ating mga kababayan, UHC was passed in 2019, implemented 2020, nagkaroon na setback ng COVID. Pero dapat ito kasi bawat Pilipino, ibig sabihin ay insured, no?